on-again girlfriend told police that during an argument, Judkins punched her in the mouth and chin with a closed fist. Officers observed visible bruising. The accuser claims that the argument continued and Judkins struck her more times in the arm and thigh, where police again found more visible bruising.
Do you have a comment to the charges against you? Did you hurt your girlfriend?
Breaking news out of the NFL. Rookie running back Quinshon Judkins has been arrested in Fort Lauderdale on domestic violence and battery charges just days before signing his rookie contract with the Cleveland Browns. Yeah, let that sink in. The man hasn't even put ink to paper, hasn't put on a practice jersey, hasn't stepped on an NFL field, and he's already in handcuffs. According to Broward County records, Judkins was taken into custody Saturday evening and remained in jail as of late that night, with an initial court appearance scheduled for Sunday morning. This is not just some minor traffic citation. This is serious. Domestic violence, battery. That's a career-altering kind of charge before his career even begins. Let's back up here. Quinshon Judkins, electric at Ole Miss, makes a move to Alabama to finish his college career and comes into the draft with all the tools. Hard-nosed, fast, shifty, a real potential game changer. People were saying the Browns got a steal, but now they may have drafted a storyline straight out of a Cops episode. And let's not ignore the fact that he was the only member of their 7-man draft class not to sign yet. The one guy who hadn't locked in his future now finds himself locked up. And while all this is blowing up, what's the NFL doing? Celebrating Shedeur Sanders on their official channels like he's the second coming of Joe Burrow. 5th round pick, quarterback 4 on the depth chart. And the NFL is plastering him all over their social media like he's already got a gold jacket waiting. The official league Twitter account posted him just the other day, highlighting his rookie contract, hyping up the Sanders brand, while Judkins' arrest, not a peep, no statement, no update, no media frenzy, nothing.
It happened on July the 7th, according to the arrest affidavit, after they left the airport. She didn't report it until the 12th.
Let me ask you something. What if it wasn't Judkins? What if Shedeur was the one in that mugshot? You think ESPN and the NFL wouldn't be running 24-hour specials dissecting every angle of that story? Of course they would, but Judkins? Crickets. He's not the golden child. He's not the brand. He's not trending on TikTok. So the league lets it slide under the radar while their cameras stay locked on the Sanders media train. This isn't just about one guy getting arrested. This is about the way the NFL and its media machine decide who to elevate and who to ignore. Shedeur Sanders has been in the headlines nonstop. Before the draft, after the draft, during contract talks, he gets 2 speeding violations in 10 days, one going over 100 miles an hour, and it's barely a footnote. Meanwhile, Judkins gets arrested, and suddenly everyone's lips are sealed. Cleveland's got a serious problem on their hands. This isn't just a PR nightmare, it's a cultural issue within that organization. You let Nick Chubb, arguably your most respected player, walk out the door for a couple $1,000,000 and a pat on the back. Now you're loading up your locker room with high-risk, high-drama draft picks. You've already got Deshaun Watson and all his baggage. Kareem Hunt was no choir boy either. You draft Shedeur, who's already had his own off-field distractions, and now you've got Judkins making headlines for all the wrong reasons before signing a single piece of paper. And don't think for one second that Roger Goodell is going to just let this play out quietly. You see the words domestic violence attached to a player's name, and you better believe the league office is already in DEFCON mode. This ain't 2014 anymore. The Ray Rice debacle changed everything. Roger Goodell learned the hard way that looking soft on domestic abuse cases will cost the league its credibility. That video of Ray Rice in that elevator tanked the NFL's image for years, and now every case that even whispers those 2 words gets put under a microscope. So even if Judkins ends up beating the case, don't be shocked if he still ends up with a multi-game suspension under the personal conduct policy. Tyreek Hill got scrutinized. Rashee Rice is facing his own situation right now. The NFL's history with these cases is messy, and the league's terrified of another PR disaster. That's why Goodell might step in early, make an example, and hit Judkins with a suspension before he even touches the field. If the details turn out to be legit, his career could be over before it begins.
On misdemeanor charges of battery and domestic violence involving a woman he was said to have previously been in a relationship with. But the defense claims their relationship continued well after the alleged assault.
And yet, all anyone's talking about is Shedeur, a 5th rounder, a backup to the backup quarterback. This man has more media coverage than some Pro Bowlers. It's not because he's lighting up the field, because he hasn't played a snap. It's because of his name, because of the prime effect, because his dad is Deion Sanders, and Deion knows how to work a camera and sell a brand. And now Shedeur is riding that wave. And listen, I don't even hate the hustle. Shedeur is smart. He knows the game. He's built a media empire before he's even stepped on an NFL field. NIL money, YouTube shows, merch lines, Twitch, Instagram lives. He's a media machine. But let's not pretend that any other fifth-round pick would be getting this kind of spotlight. The NFL doesn't care if you're talented. They care if you trend. Meanwhile, Judkins, who actually was supposed to contribute, gets buried. No post, no PR response, no statement from the league. Just quietly sitting in a Florida jail while the league looks the other way. And fans notice. You think other rookies aren't watching this play out? You think players don't see the double standard? One guy gets treated like a future Hall of Famer before he ever takes a snap. The other, discarded before his cleats hit the grass.
What's the deal? I mean, what is in the water? You draft Shedeur Sanders, and he gets popped twice for speeding in 10 days. Within 10 days, by the way. One time going over 100 miles an hour.
And let's not forget, Cleveland is the one tying all these headlines together. You can't tell me this franchise isn't cursed? They finally put together a draft class that looked promising, on paper. And in a matter of weeks, one's dealing with legal trouble. The other is making more noise on social media than he is in the quarterback room. If this is your foundation, Browns fans, I don't know what to tell you. That house might already be cracking. And what happens if Shedeur never starts? What if Dylan Gabriel beats him out? What if this was all hype for nothing? You'll be looking back at this 2024 draft class as a complete bust. A circus. From potential-filled to problem-filled in the blink of an eye. And again, none of this even touches a football. This is bigger than just one team. This is about how the NFL sells itself, who they choose to promote, who they choose to protect. They've made Shedeur Sanders their poster boy, and fine, that's their choice. But the moment they start sweeping other stories under the rug to protect the image of one guy, they lose the trust of the fans, of the players, of everyone. At the end of the day, players are supposed to be judged by their play, by their work ethic, by their character, not by how many likes they get or how many viral clips they produce. And while Shedeur might be a marketing dream, the NFL better be real careful about playing favorites, because the league can't afford to ignore the ugly just to sell the shiny. Quinshon Judkins might have thrown away his shot before it even began. And if these charges stick, the Browns have more than just a PR problem. They've got a serious issue with how they're building their locker room. Meanwhile, Shedeur continues to be elevated, protected, and pushed like he's the face of the league.
We've got bad news, ladies and gentlemen. Browns rookie running back Quinshon Judkins has been arrested. It's terrible news. But it's being reported that he was arrested in Broward County, Florida for battery and domestic violence. It's freaking terrible, man. Quinshon Judkins was supposed to be the next Nick Chubb, but Nick Chubb would never do this. My goodness, this is awful. Judkins was a freaking star at Ohio State, and he was probably in one of the best positions for any rookie running back in the NFL.
That's the reality of where we are now. Talent matters, but trending matters more. And the league is proving it every single day. Tell me what you think. Did the Browns totally fumble this draft class? Is Shedeur Sanders being overhyped by the league? Is Judkins' arrest being ignored because he doesn't fit the NFL's media narrative? Let me know in the comments. Make sure to like, subscribe, and hit that bell so you don't miss the truth the mainstream won't touch. We're keeping it raw, we're keeping it real, and we're keeping the heat on these stories until they do something right. Peace, I'm out.